Hi, folks. Matt Noyes, Pattern Predictions. A look to what's driving the 14-day forecast. You know, part of the reason Danielle and I launched this 1 degree outside digital first adventure is because we want to be able to bring context to the numbers. You can get the numbers anywhere, right? You have those in our app, but we want you to understand why the weather's going to be doing what it's doing because we believe that it helps you to plan, right? So we look at what's happening this week with the temperatures, the dip that comes at midweek. That's as we get an onshore wind. It will still be humid. We talked about this in the insights video that you'll see posted at our homepage, onedegreeoutside.com. Then it's funny, we get a cold front on Thursday with showers and storms, but it doesn't cool the air down because it dries us out. It drives the humidity away, it brings more sunshine, and it changes the wind direction so you start warming. And one thing I mentioned in the insights video I promised you I'd talk about right here in Pattern Predictions is the fact that we are looking at more heat for the end of the month into early August. That's important because we are now past the average warmest day of the year. That was this past week. We've gone by it now, and so we're talking about what at this point is kind of bonus heat, but that often is the case as you get out through August, right? In terms of the chance of precipitation, it goes up as we get the humidity, the onshore flow, and showers around at the middle of this week. I mentioned in Insights, though, it's not enough to make a big dent in the areas that have been so dry lately. I don't see there's being a ton of rain out of this stuff. Then we get in the next week, and as the humidity builds, we drive that chance of showers up all over again. The jet stream is very telling on this. So right now, you've got the jet stream winds coming overhead. That's where you see the blue and the green, the faster winds that are high in the sky, steering disturbances, and the jet stream also separating cool air to the north from warm air to the south. Take a look as we get to the end of this week. There's your busy weather day Thursday, where you've had showers at times leading up to it, but Thursday we think is probably the most widespread of showers and thunderstorms as a cold front comes through with a very energetic jet stream disturbance. Once that comes by, we carve out what we call a trough or a dip in the jet stream. That opens the door to cooler air to spill down out of Canada. Now, as I just showed you in the graph, I don't know that it's going to be necessarily cooler. It's cooler by nature, but you get more sun because it's drier, so you still warm into the 80s. Bottom line, really nice air comes in for the upcoming weekend, and that should lower your chance of showers considerably Friday, Saturday, Sunday. As we start to get out into early next week, you still look pretty good. You've got a bit of what we call a ridge that builds over us that can bring some increasing warmth depending on the surface wind flow, but the bigger thing is it usually means you'll keep that chance of showers and thunder relatively low. That's why you see the lower chance of precipitation on the 14-day forecast on the app if you're looking for anywhere in New England. Middle of next week, jet stream starts to pick up again. Some disturbances start to come overhead. The chance of showers and thunder goes up. The humidity begins to return. End of next week, you've still got jet stream disturbances overhead, but notice by the time you get to Monday, August 5th, you really have lifted the jet stream farther to the north, and you've opened the door to warmth for a lot of the country. So actually, it's interesting because if I analyze the surface map for you, and I go, let's say from this Wednesday, when, okay, there's definitely heat that's building out across the Rocky Mountains, the Intermountain region, but if you contrast this map to where we end the 14-day period, I'll just play it all the way out, and I'll stop it again when we get to Monday, August 5th. You're going to see that map for the country is a good deal warmer than the one we've got this Wednesday. And that's why I say we are not done with the deep summer heat. I think we've got a good stretch that goes up into the 80s and 90s. It comes up at the end of the month into early August. By the way, one last thing on pattern predictions. Continues to be quiet in the tropics. Same thing we talked about last week in pattern predictions. It continues the Sahara dust. When you get dust that blows off the Saharan desert, a lot of times that is dry air. It really squashes the chance of tropical storm development. Look at the huge areas of Saharan dust that come through, dense dust that really come through again and again and again, all the way through this weekend and next weekend, and that's why the Hurricane Center really isn't worried about anything out there right now for the next 7 days at least. Okay, meanwhile, if you want to get the 14-day, if you like to see the update on the numbers, and that is important because now that you know the pattern, you can look for the trends in precipitation chances, temperature, etc., see how things are kind of changing and morphing over time. You can grab our app on the App Store. Just make sure you pinpoint your location. It's look it up on our website if you haven't done it yet. It's a great way to get it right in your backyard. All right, that's how it looks for now in Pattern Predictions. See you over at onedegreeoutside.com.